first of all, P-Cube, leading international creators, publishes the same games such as The Bridge Curse, Portion Pyramid, about 100 games, and was the first of its series entry. Finally, came out and announced a sequel to the well-received Silent Hill-inspired and Resident Evil-esque horror game Tormented Souls 2. They said the new game will be exclusive to the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and PCs and is set to release early to mid-2024. Now we've passed the point of early 2024, but if you missed the original, all you really need to know is that Tormented Souls matches the quality of Resident Evil classics and has won many awards. Here's how it looks. Coming in at number 2, we have Wronged Us. Developed with Unreal Engine 5, you see, this survival horror game features a exploration-based open world and has similar elements to games such as Dark Souls 2. Kinda like think Elden Ring meets Silent Hill and just a twisted, weird Bloodborne town. This setting could be perfect for a dark story. The last update, however, hinted at a mid-2024 release, but for now, all we know is a Steam wishlist and a PlayStation 5 Xbox Series X releasing the same day.
Detective Michael Stone.
What's this about?
Have you ever heard of?
Coming in at number 3, we have The Connection, Nightmare Within. It's actually inspired by classics such as Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and also Alone in the Dark games, in which your job is to explore some super dark atmospheric levels. While in there, you gotta fight monsters, solve puzzles, and unravel a story of many twists and turns. In fact, in this game you get to choose the old classic fixed camera or the over-the-shoulder perspective and dive deep into a psychological horror like never before.
Hey, wait!
Blooper Team confirmed that Silent Hill 2 Remake is dropping October 8, 2024 for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PCs. Actually, Konami has released several trailers for the game, including a side-by-side gameplay comparison and a lot of story so far. Now this remake, in case you don't know yet, actually uses a third-person over-the-shoulder perspective, shifting towards combat whilst offering fresh puzzles to balance the survival horror experience. Both digital and physical editions of the game are actually available to pre-order for the price of $60 right now. On the other hand, Zoochosis has racked up millions of views on YouTube since earlier this year. This indie horror game has people buzzing like Zoochosis did. Like, it's basically the National Geographic Channel pretty much after midnight, and yet we are getting more episodes every day. See, Zoochosis explores the phenomenon of animals losing their minds when they're caged, as in its story. It's a body cam style survival horror and an adventure atmospheric game to the top. It's set to be coming out of PCs now on September 23, and we got a new trailer for it too.
There's just no one out there. Let's make this one trip we will never forget.
A couple of months ago, at the State of Play, Sony dropped a new trailer for Until Dawn Remastered. They confirmed the game for PCs, PlayStation 5, and the fact that it's going to be coming out around fall 2024. Announcing the remake offers improved textures, new locations, collectibles, and music, while staying true to the original story. Now, after nearly 10 years, this hit decision-based horror game Until Dawn is going to be returning to store shelves later on this fall. Careful, you must choose wisely.
Here until dawn.
Jessica!
You can't let me die.
Echoes of the Living no longer is available as a demo on Steam. The game is set to fully release in a few months. If you missed it, it was actually one of the most highly anticipated Resident Evil inspired survival horror games with fixed camera angles and 90s vibes and visuals. Now a Steam exclusive, this game boasts better graphics than any Resident Evil did in the 90s or the latter Resident Evil 0 on GameCube. Either way, it's one hell of a project in the making. Coming in at number 8, we have the Killing Antidote. Some folks call this thing the Chinese version of the new Resident Evil games, except it is a indie developer's work. You play as a brave freelance journalist, plural, who investigate the inside story of this incident while searching for an antidote. This game is a third-person shooting, fighting, dressing up, and a puzzle-solving female protagonist horror adventure set in the future where a special germ causes humans to be constantly mutated.
I'm a doctor. Dr. Bellica Gale. Are you alright?
Opaldune is a pretty unique horror game. This was actually set in a vast, mysterious desert where as a lone explorer, you uncover ancient secrets and face some supernatural threats lurking in an underground facility. Opaldune combines survival elements with some rich, narrative-driven exploration whilst featuring some stunning visuals, a pretty haunting soundtrack that enhances the atmosphere, and a fresh sci-fi look to the table. It's coming to PCs sometime next year.
Wait, Please. Stay back. Stop. Please. I don't want to hurt you. Stay down! Oh no.
Что за пиздец? Сегодня вроде не 1 апреля. Последние 3 года творится полное дерьмо. Иногда мне кажется, что я сплю.
Available on Steam through a demo. Number 10, we have Ebola Village. Ebola Village, you can see, is a pretty classic survival horror game from the 90s with a focus on atmosphere and the player immersion. Your job in this game is to solve puzzles, follow the story carefully, and use various weapons in a brutal fight for survival. This game is a classic horror game and a modern take on a first-person adventure where the main character Maria investigates some mysterious events that have taken place recently in Russia.
Отлично. Бензин на нуле. Вообще. Прям как в фильме.
Она здесь!
Coming up behind that, we've got a techno-wire survival horror short story game. I hear something called Hollowbody. I mean, basically in this game you play as a chick called Micah, or Mika, I don't know, as a unlicensed delivery agent that actually works for a infamous black market as a freelancer. See, Hollowbody is coming to PCs only in the final quarter of the year we hear. If you're interested, the game is coming from a pretty successful Kickstarter campaign, not that successful because it still has a few goals left.
Are you there?
Ground Zero thrusts players into a post-apocalyptic world devastated by a meteor impact. This left the country in ruins and has turned every living organism into a monster. The game, as you can see, obviously is the retro survival horror PlayStation 1 looking Korean, in which as a survivor you navigate through streets and scavenge for almost anything while facing some pretty bad mutated nonsense. You fight, solve puzzles, upgrade your gears, and pretty much make every bullet count. So for a PC release, Ground Zero is coming out soon. Zero Protocol is a science fiction horror game set in a derelict space station. In this game, you play as an engineer tasked with restoring power while uncovering the mysterious disappearance of its crew. The game features a blend of exploration, puzzle solving, and some tense combat against, you'll see, some unknown threats, offering a setting, a graphical design inspired by the first Doom games and Half-Life. Anyway, coming soon to PCs, Zero Protocol promises a thrilling and immersive horror experience. Coming up behind that, inspired by old and classic survival horror games, number 14 we have The Mute House. Try this one on Steam, there's a demo for free there you can try. The full game is expected to come out by the end of 2024, remaining a PC exclusive. Mute House basically combines exploration, management, puzzles, and a touch of action. He plays a female protagonist who investigates about her sister's vanishing, eventually finds herself trapped in a mysterious mansion. Last but not least, Resident Evil 9. The latest installment in Capcom's iconic series is actually pretty shrouded in mystery right now, but it is highly anticipated. The new Resident Evil game is going to be continuing the legacy of its predecessors, promising intense survival horror with a gripping storyline, more puzzles, and even more terrifying enemies. It'll for sure once again offer some stunning visuals on top of an immersive gameplay. Set to release for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PCs, Resident Evil 9 is expected to push the boundaries of horror gaming once again.
You carry the same blood as us, it seems. Nevertheless, you're an outsider.
This is insane.
Isn't this one big family reunion?
Jesus.
Jesus!